What's up, y'all? It's November 17th, 2024, and I am currently 22 years old, and I want to talk about this culture that we have of bed rotting and scrolling. Yeah. So, I've noticed that it's socially acceptable to be a bed rotter, like to just lay in bed and do nothing all the time. And I'm not gonna lie, I'd be subscribing to that. Like, I feed into it, but it just makes me wonder why all of a sudden is that such a thing. And obviously a lot of it has to do with our phones, but a part of me feels like this is like a greater scheme to make us even more separated from the planet and from nature. So that might sound like a big claim, right? Because who is pushing this narrative? Like, who is generating this scheme? For what purpose? And, like, why would anyone want to do that to us? Well, the answer is capitalism, of course. But real shit though, like, I really do think that that's what it is, because with industrialization, with this pursuit for capital and wealth, we abandon our want. We abandon our, not even our want, our primary need to have a connection with the earth. And to see ourselves reflected in the world around us. And I think that that's something that was taken away from the natives of this land, the natives in the Caribbean. You know what I mean? Like, every native indigenous culture has had that taken away from them because of colonization, imperialism, industrialization, all of these things, right? So at the base level, people that I would have descended from always had a deep spiritual connection to the planet in terms of using it for things like medicine, for things like rituals, for things like adornment, for things like spirit, religion, whatever you want to call it. For food, we grew all our own food. We took from the earth what we needed. We lived off the earth, and we gave back to the earth when necessary. It was never a selfish form of taking from the earth. It was always a reciprocal relationship, like a symbiotic relationship where the earth nourished us and we returned back to the earth, right? And I feel like at its core, that is what would make me personally like feel a lot happier. And again, like, this could be a big claim, but I really do feel like us being separated from our natural source is depriving us of a really essential basic need. Like, when you think about like what your psychological needs are, your emotional needs, whatever that freaking triangle is, like, where does connection to the source fit in all of that? You know what I mean? Like, where does the connection to the source fit in all of that? And our world is dying right now, right? So let me back up a little bit. At the beginning, all we knew was earth and each other and spirit. From what we know, all was well. There may have been conflicts between people that are living in the same areas, natural. But we weren't fighting with spears and guns. We were fighting with spears and spears, even. When colonization occurred, now you're coming in with things like guns, Today, we're literally seeing a genocide happen on our phones, like real time. Like, if you open your phone right now, you can go and search up videos of people in Palestine literally being blown to bits, being set on fire, children being decapitated, people being lined up to be killed one by one. You can open your phone and literally look at that shit, like right now, present day. That's not something that the world has ever seen before, ever in life. The fact that right now, if I wanted to make a friend that lives in Hawaii, I could literally pick up my phone and call them up and see their face on my screen and chat with them. That is absolutely extraordinary. In what world were we ever able to communicate with people that weren't within our general area, right? So this technology that we have in combination with the internet is absolutely extraordinary. It gives us access to things that are no longer right in front of us. So now we have more things that we can be thinking about, or more things to compare ourselves to. So when you're thinking about social medias and the algorithms that they have in place, especially for a photo-based platform like Instagram, the algorithms are made with the intention to foster self-comparison interpersonally. So now our brains are wired differently. We have envy more than any other generation has ever had in the world. Okay, cool. If I have everything that I need, if I can see the world through my phone, if I want to go and look up pictures of the Grand Canyon on my phone, if I could talk to whoever I want to talk to on my phone, if I can go and instantly get like a dopamine hit of something funny or something that makes me feel really good, or I can go and post a picture of myself and get instant validation from someone just by picking this thing up, this is my whole world. I no longer have a reason to go out and explore the world before me because it's all right here. Not only that, but we work, we go to school, we have families, we have to make money, we have to sustain ourselves somehow, right? So what do? We go out and we are working jobs all the time. If you are like average American person, you're working 40 hours a week. Unless, let's say you work in tech or something and you have a job that pays you super well, or if you do freelance, whatever the case may be. No matter what it looks like, you are working constantly. You have to make your living. For this plot of land that I rest my feet on and I inhabit and I live in, oh yeah, there's somebody that owns this land that I have to pay them for, when before this land that I stood on was mine because my 2 feet were on the fucking ground, not because this person came and decided that they own this because they paid a certain amount of money for it. Mind you, the money that I pay, I don't even own this fucking land, and they're due to kick me out at any moment if they want to, right? So we have to pay for absolutely everything. We have to pay for fucking water that runs free in the streams, water that falls from the sky. It's illegal to collect rainwater, mind you. Water that falls from the sky, water that was ours, that the earth naturally provided for us. Do you understand how perfect the world that we live in is? The fact that we have water, trees, soil to grow food, oxygen that we can breathe. It's literally perfect for us to survive on it. We didn't need to do nothing for the earth for us to be able to survive. The way that it comes naturally is enough for us to survive. All we needed was everything that the earth provided for us and our brains to think, so that we can learn how to make tools and make shelter and find food and grow food. And all of that comes through a relationship with the earth. In knowing the materials that are in the area that you live in, and understanding in what weather this certain crop will be fruitful. In knowing the qualities of the materials that are around you. We had a greater understanding of the land because we lived in it and we were forced to interact with it on a day-to-day basis. Now, everything that comes to us is prepackaged in a plastic wrap. Everything. Absolutely everything that we get is packaged to us and sold to us. Our water is sold to us. The food that we eat is packaged and sold to us. Our fucking humanity is packaged and sold to us. In any case. So where am I going with this, right? If I'm an imperialist and I wanted to make sure that the people that I am oppressing did not have access to the thing that gives them power, I would do everything in my power to make sure that they couldn't do that. They already did the hard part. They already killed off all the native populations and took away our customs and made sure that now we have to live according to this subset of standards, and deprived other people from being able to get access to these things as the world kept developing. So they've got that part out of the way. This has made it completely easier for them to deprive us of that. Why? Because we are so dependent on this thing. We love it so much. Our entire worlds are on it that I could lay down in my bed and scroll and completely shut my brain off. And I don't even think about the fact that I'm missing out on the world. I don't think about the emotions that I'm feeling because I'm flipping through 10 different emotions within a 10-minute range. Think about TikTok. You'll see a funny video, you laugh at the funny video. You scroll, you see a sad ass video of a puppy that was abandoned. Damn, that's sad. You scroll. Then you see this cat that's outside attacking all these other cats and you're like, damn, that's crazy. You laugh again. You scroll, you see a beautiful couple and you're like, wow, I wish I... Do you see why that's crazy? Why so many of us are emotionally dysregulated? Why so many of us live our lives on this phone because it's so interesting to see other people right before us, and it's so much easier to do that because you don't have to spend any money. Okay, you don't have to worry about coming into an interaction with somebody face to face. You don't have to worry about being unsafe. Everything you need is right here, and we're already so removed from the planet, right? So it's not like we're really missing out on anything. And on top of that, the planet is dying. The woods near my house have been on fire for the past week. And not just one of them. Not just one of them. No. I'm talking every single reservation and forest within this general area where I live in has been on fire for the past week because it's upwards of 50 degrees in November in Massachusetts. The air quality in my house has been so fucking horrible. There's been smoke, literally visible smoke lingering in my house. The scent of smoke outside. I've been waking up with a headache every single day. It's not safe for me to even be outside because the air quality is so horrible that it is literally making me sick. Okay, not to mention everything else that makes us sick, that's in our food, whatever the case may be. The point is, the phones, the doom scrolling, the propaganda, I'm not even going to use the word propaganda, but just think about it. If I was a person that wanted to keep people separate from what is traditionally their source of power and energy and knowledge, and I had this perfect tool to do it, wouldn't it be so easy for me to promote that and make it seem desirable for people and make people feel like, okay, like, you know, that's fine. Everybody likes to do that. Everybody likes to doom scroll. It's a Friday night and you're 22 years old. Why would you go out? Clubs are so boring. You should just stay home and doom scroll. Like, people who go to parties are so lame. Social interaction is so lame. Like, why is everyone so annoying when you go out? Why is everyone so toxic? You need to protect your peace. You need to isolate yourself from everyone. Being alone is so much better because when you go out, you run the risk of being triggered by other people. Because other people are always crossing your boundaries. And so isolation is safe. why would I not tell people? Like, why would I not promote that? And if everyone's inside and nobody's going out in nature, wouldn't it become so much easier for me to continue to kill the planet and to continue to do these harmful practices that are very much affecting the climate? Wouldn't it be so much easier to do those things? Because nobody, one, cares enough about the earth because they no longer have a connection to it, and two, aren't even going out and seeing the effects of like what's really happening to the earth because they're just sedentary in their homes all the time. It's just too easy. It just makes too much sense. And granted, this is a very nuanced topic because a lot of the content that I'm coming into contact with is like how to stop doom scrolling, how to get off your phone, how to not be addicted to social media. And I know a lot of people who love and care for the earth. Like, the people that love and care for the earth have not gone away. But I'm a person that loves and cares for the earth, and I still be here in my house scrolling on my phone, 22 years old on a Friday night, not interacting with nobody. And I consider myself to be someone who takes the initiative to not be sedentary and lonely, and I try to interact with people on a one-on-one basis in real life. Like, I actively try to do these things, and I'm still victim to the fucking world that has been curated for us. I know we have free will. I know that we're able to do whatever we want. But when you exist under capitalism, all the options that you have are already predetermined for you. It's like when you give a toddler an option. Like, okay, sweetheart, you can go to bed at right now, or you can go to bed at 8 o'clock. You give them choices and they feel like they're making a choice, but really they don't have a choice because the choice is A or B. So I'm still getting to decide. I'm just letting you choose which one of these things you want. We have no real sense of choice because everything, again, is prepackaged and sold to us. And also, too, the world that we live in becomes increasingly difficult to actually live in and exist in if you're not subscribing to what's been predetermined for society. If you don't have no phone, do you know how hard it is for you to actually interact with people, to get a job, even to get a fucking job? Even if you don't have a car and you live in the suburbs, like where I live, if I didn't have a car, I'm not going no fucking where. If you live in a city, okay, cool, that's, you can get around. But if you live in the suburbs, there's no way that you're like doing anything if you don't have a car, realistically. And so it's like we exist in a world where all our choices are already made for us, and we have an illusion of choice. And I feel like this culture of like bed rotting or whatever the fuck is really like a lot more sinister than we make it out to be. So that's my rant for the day. I'm gonna end this video and try not to continue to doom scroll because I'm so fucking aware of this shit, and yet I continue to feed into it. So we'll see what happens. But thanks for sharing this moment with me, and I hope that you can find your connection to the soil again and get back to who we used to be. I love you so much. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already. Follow me on Instagram if you haven't already. I'm linking everything in the bio. Like, comment, talk to me. I love you guys. Have a good night. Bye.